Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So recently, had HSR live stream 4.2 live stream has just happened, and since I had exam, so I did miss it. And anyways, by the time you might be watching, these codes have actually expired. Okay, so today, I would plan to summarize, say, the 4.2 live stream. Okay, so, yep. So I guess so since this is April, right? This is April 2026. So we are literally coming into the third anniversary of HSR. So like these guys would tend to actually give you a lot more awards because this is gonna be the anniversary. So guess what? Like these guys are actually releasing three new 5 stars this month. Okay, so we have like Silver Wolf, who is basically gonna be the emanator of elation. And then we have Evanesia, who's also another elation character. And then we have the Traveler. Okay, we also have the elation MC that's coming. So so in the next patch, right, we are basically gonna be like losing out Remembrance character in and replace him with the elation MC. So as you can like literally see here that Silver Wolf he is more of an imaginary elation unit. So in this version, right, it's gonna be mainly be focusing on imaginary element than the fire element than the physical element, and of course the lightning element on the sidelines. So guess what? So this is gonna be basically be focusing on imaginary relation unit. Okay. And then we have Sparksy, who is of course a fire relation. Then we have Evanescence, who is physical relation unit. So like these three are gonna be the main elements uh, in the upcoming version. So and since she is in the relation unit, right? So like each and every buff on the Silver Wolf is like gonna be pretty helpful. And by the way, you're gonna be seeing like a Silver Wolf in these teams.
刚才我们有提到，使用卡带的力量，
So
狼
like
尊
you
能
can
轻而易举地
literally
左右战
see
局。每
here
当我们的队
that Silver Wolf will technically work with Yao Guang, Sparksy, and with Dunhung possibly at the last. So here, right,
队伍获
like you can see, right, like a Silver Wolf here pretty much works with these three. Like Yao Guang's the best support elation units. And then Silver Wolf is a DPS. Now then, she's all. Then Silver Wolf's obviously gonna play the role of DPS and a support as well. Yao Guang's function is to basically provide as many punchlines as possible to your team, and Silver Wolf is gonna give you a little bit of punchline, but she's gonna consume a lot of skill points and punchlines in order to give you better damage. So Silver Wolf's role will be to basically like deal damage and if possible like give supportive capabilities so that you can run Sparksy without the needing of Sparkle. So that's what Silver Wolf's gonna do. So Silver Wolf is gonna be someone
银
who's
狼
gonna be
尊
giving
能轻
you a lot of
而易举地左右战
punchlines.
局。每
Okay,
当我们的队伍获得
and you can see like she is gonna earn something called as hidden MMR from these punchlines, which upon reaching a certain level, right, uh, she will activate a cartridge in this case, and she'll deal insane damage. So you can literally like see like she is basically getting converted into Sam. She's gonna convert into this god mode level triple nine god mode. Okay. In this, like you would see she would basically pull all the teammates and in everyone into the gaming domain where she's gonna dominate everything. And you see, like, she literally activates her reward stage.
一样。但银狼的奖励关可
And
不是简单的弹幕游戏哦，它可以利用卡带的
and
力
you
量
can like see like she uses the cartridge to basically destroy these guys.
构造出游戏道具，通过头号补给盲
And with the top loot box here, right?
盒，它
Like
能把这
she's
些
gonna basically call them on random.
道具随机的调用，作为武器攻击敌人。
没错，不同的道具也有不同的效果。挥舞超
So here some of the here like some of the modes, right?
超大剑，
敌人
没错，不同的道具也有不同的效果。挥舞超
Here like some of the modes, right? Like if this is a big flipping sword, okay, then she's gonna deal additional true damage to the enemies with the highest HP. Okay, that's one of the effects of a sword.
超大剑，银狼会对生命值最高的敌人额外造成真实伤害。如果掏出的是爆爆，
Then if she's in the kaboom explosion mood, then it's gonna basically reclaim skill points, especially for Sparksy to use it.
爆炸弹，就能恢复全队战绩点。还有那个穿过战场追
And then comes this funky munchy bean, right? Like these are the three modes. It's gonna be basically be eating all these guys up.
着敌人咬的怪味豆，它能让队伍额外回
And it will allow basically the whole team to gain punchlines. So you're basically gonna be gaining this guy to get punchlines. If she's in that bomb funk
穿过掏出的是爆
kaboom explosion, then she's gonna give skill points for allies.
生命值最高。
And if you're using the sword, then it's gonna deal true damage. Yes, you're getting a true damage on a geo unit, imaginary unit. I mean, that's amazing.
的敌人额外
Okay?
战绩点，
So she's gonna be 3-in-1.
那个穿过战场追着敌人咬的怪味豆，
银狼玩够了，
And say once say she's done playing around, right? She's gonna basically channel full energy with the cannons,
就
right?
会调动全部浮游炮能量给敌人最后一击。
哎，玩够了，他得歇一会儿吧？
对呀，但除了银狼自己玩的够爽以外，好活当场状态
She's gonna take some breaks. Teammates will do some additional insane damage. So, moral of the story, so like Silver Wolf is gonna be a DPS and a support at the same time. And a support for the units like Sparksy. So like while these guys are gonna be in the certified banger state, right?
他还会把
She's
强力的道具
basically
分享
gonna
给全
carry
队
them
一起。
even further.
高手带飞，一
Okay,
等三。
like
我
take a
方每
look
在银
here.
狼的结界中消耗一个战绩点，
In Silver Wolf's zone, like say if someone consumes skill point, like in this case Sparksy, right?
都会有概率触发一次盲盒。
Now you will basically trigger a blind box.
于是你就会发现，当队友某某使用战绩点的时候呢，
It can open a bunch of treasures, which you can literally see right here.
还开出了一堆宝贝。
配合多种道具的效果，
And depending on it, execute like one of the three effects that we have seen previously with Silver Wolf.
再强大的敌人也会在他的游戏中被 KO。那么在阿哈时刻到来时，银狼又会怎样参演呢？
And obviously, when Ha arrives in the party, I mean how?
在无敌玩家状
Look at this.
态下，银狼会对敌方全体放
This
出
is how
可以崩
Silver
坏
Wolf will basically This is how Silver Wolf's follow-up is kind of gonna look like, right? Like she's gonna be exploding a city on impact.
的激光炮，对敌方全体造成大量的伤害。
嚯，这可太崩坏了！
如果银狼的游戏尚未开始，他可不急着输出，先开盘小游戏，把隐藏分升上去再说。
哇，很游刃有余的感觉哦，感觉拽的。
哎，我们狼分嘛是这样的啦。然后大家刚才看到的那颗追着敌人咬的怪味
And by the way, like when she's going in the arena,
豆呢
right?
它在战斗外
This munchy bean that you see
也会
here,
一直追着敌人
he's gonna basically be killing all the enemies
咬。怪味豆会
that
自
are on the combat.
动搜寻一定范围内的敌人，如果吃到了普通敌人，会直接将其消灭。
But every enemy like she hits kills, right? It's gonna consume a skill point, and as a result, you see like there is currently a cap, right? Like there is a 5-point skill point limit as of now, like when you're say playing the game. So To overcome this, like these guys will basically enable auto refilling of the skill points. So you only have to take care of one part, that you better have a lots of packets that give skill points ready.
吃掉一个敌人呢，会消耗一个秘籍点。
哦，那这么说来，他是临时消耗的大户了。
And these enemies are like the weaker units. So Finan basically, I guess, consumes 2 skill points to kill one enemy or more. In this case, if you hit like more than 2 enemies, of course, it's like saving you a lot of skill points. It's kind of like how much, like 2/3 of a skill point for killing an enemy. If say there are 3 enemies, that's with the Finan. Akron takes 1 skill point to kill an enemy. She's basically playing the role of Akron as well.
要吃空了，哎，我是不是还得停下来帮他撕爆零食什么的？
不用不用，那可太麻烦了。其实从这个
You see this toggle button, this is going to be the auto skill refill button. That's going to be coming in the upcoming version 4.2.
版本开始呀，只要背包里有足
That's
够
a
的零
nice
食，
quality of life
就能
update,
自
by the way.
也会害入这我方。当然了，如果遇到了一口吃不下的敌人，怪味豆会等待狼尊发令。
And by the way, like, this is the second passive that the game is kind of gonna get
进入
after
战斗
the
后，它会对敌人
cashless. Okay?
自动触发一次怪味豆对应的道具效果。值得一提的是呢，骇客出身的狼尊还有一个特
This is another special ability
殊能力哦，它在我们的底层代码
that she's basically gonna implant a firewall. So say this is Kafka, a unit that debuffs you, right? So this enemy Kafka, when they're gonna debuff any one of your teams, Silver Wolf is gonna provide a shield for once for the entire battle, that the unit won't get debuffed, that any of your teammates basically won't get debuffed for a certain period of amount of time. It might be like say 2 or 3 turns. Say that you're basically protected from getting debuffed from enemies. So this way you can kind of say plan your moves and then basically defeat the enemy.
里植入了防火墙，以他自己的方式尽己所能保护我们的每一次作战。当我方受到敌方控制时，即使银狼不在当前队伍中，
And see, like this is basically the debuff shield.
他也会害入这场战斗，让我方全体
And you're basically gonna be immune to crowd control debuffs for a while. So you can basically deal a lot of damage.
在一段时间内都能免疫。
夜狼尊，
So getting Silverwool just for this passive is not gonna be great, okay? If you're gonna be solely focused on elation teams, then Silverwolf is definitely the card you got to get, okay? But say like me or like many other players who haven't tapped into elation because they don't know where the game is kind of going, right? Then you have another option, a slightly more generic elation option, which is gonna be Evanesia. I initially thought like she is gonna be more of a support type and Silverwolf is gonna be more of the DPS type, but it turns out to be that she is also gonna be another elation DPS, but she is you could say a lot more independent. She's not that dependent on other elation units for damage.
夜狼尊，看看那狐狸老师，
And you can see here like she is a physical elation unit, so if you do have other physical elation units kind of like fine, and then you don't have to basically get her. You could get away with Silverwolf. But say you want to invest in 2 elation units, she could be a good starting point, and she's gonna be the more free to play units, to be honest. Okay, say you haven't invested in Yaguang or Sparksy because you're not sure like if it's gonna be more like that Aglia's case, right? Like Aglia was the first remembrance character, and before that Sunday got released specifically tailor made for Aglia. So these two function really well. So I'm talking about Aglia's case, like these two function really well. And after that, then Tribi came out later, but then Tribi was mainly made for Castris. etc. And after that, then there wasn't any specific Aglaia teams, any specific buffs to Aglaia teams. So similarly, in this case, you would be replacing. I mean, similarly, just like that. See, you haven't got Sparksy because it's gotta be just like another Aglaia. Then it's kind of a it's kind of a misconception. She, on the other way, right? Like, she's gonna be a really good unit to start your elation journey with, okay? And she's gonna be more free to play just because look at the teams, okay?
也是从宠物地里养出，
是睁眼玩家
对，它是多。
18。
And here you can see, right? Like, these are gonna be the ideal teams for now if you're, say, gonna pull for her, right? You're anyways gonna get Elation MC for free, okay? Just by say playing the game, playing the quest, you're gonna basically unlock the Elation MC. And Elation MC pairs well with Evanescence to give her more punchlines, and the more punchlines you basically give it to her, she is gonna regenerate a lot more energy. She's basically Yunli Pro Max, okay? She has the double energy bar thingy.
你是怎么样？
先介绍一下助手，在释放终结技的时候，会与他一同发动暴风骤雨般的攻击，对敌方。
哦，我是真的。
Now you can look at it here, by the way. Like in Evanescent's case, right, you have like a double energy kind of thingy. So like you could have like say your energy fulfilled by say 50%. In this case, it's kind of like 100%, and then or like say 100%, like you fill one bar, then you'll be able to use it, or you can store it for even longer to deal an even higher set of damage. And Traveler's case, the Elation MC's case is just to be pure support, okay? So, Yao Guang's a pure support, and Elation MC is also another pure support. But the thing is, Elation MC is gonna work best with her for now. And then if you do have Sunday and Huawei, then of course, like this is gonna be the dream team for now. These two literally solve the energy usage case for Evanescence, right? Traveler's case is going to be providing a lot more punchlines to the team so that Evanescence can use these punchlines to basically recharge, okay? And Huawei is going to do the job of keeping the team alive, so that's really great, by the way.
到这么一个活泼可爱的美少女啊，她战斗起来。的画风竟然是这样的啊！有这么强悍的这个。
I mean, I expected just by looking at her hair and a cute appearance that she is gonna be more for support, but I turned out to be wrong.
爆发力，
你会感觉她在战斗中无时无刻不在默默地观察战斗局势，伺机而动。
And she's gonna do a lot more follow-up attacks.
注意的是，飞鹰的好活当赏会随能量一同上涨。
And she has a really cool certified banger animation.
反之，能量也会随着好活的增长而增长。
啊，如果是这样的话，他的终结技能量积攒也能直接为他增加好活。
没错没错，还有当队友获得好活或者他们的好活项，
额外获得好活的方
对全体，而当他的能量积累到一定点升，恢复能量帅气的动作，也关羽技会对全体敌人造。
And this is like one of her coolest animations, literally copying Acheron's style.
造成伤害，伴随着非常帅气的动作，也会
nonetheless
对飞鹰增加好活。
这能量和好活一左一右。
And this guy is basically assigning the punchline.
胡椒踩右脚啊，这是。
Basically the buffs to a specific character, in this case Evanescence.
对啊，所以可以好好利用队友之间的配合，给飞鹰一口气攒个大的。
Okay.
敌人也都将败于他的尺子之下了。
在地图中释放秘技，我们会看到飞鹰用一套特别帅气的小连招对敌人发动攻击。进入战斗后，不仅会对敌方全体造成伤害，还会获得一定点数的好活哦。
好。
And yeah, the moment like you just saw on the screen, right? Like the moment you just like use your skill points against the enemies, you basically get this up and going.
伤害还会获得一定点数的好活哦。
好。
I mean, she's not punchline dependent as much as opposed to say Sparksy or even Silverwolf. But that's where Yao Guang comes in case of I'm talking about Silverwolf, Sparksy and others. But yeah, the lack of sparkle is what you could say Silverwolf is kind of trying to solve. So yeah, let's see how that even goes with. And by the way, like if you need to use any of these TPSs, definitely get the signature weapon, because TPSs without signature weapon is almost like 50 to 60%. You could say like they've only been able to use like 50 or 60% of the potential. The rest 40% are locked in that signature weapon of theirs. So if you're planning to get these guys, first get the signature weapons, then think over Eidolons. Be it in case of Boodle, be it in case of Castris, be it in case of Firefly, Acheron, right? They become a totally different characters with their signature weapons as opposed to without signature weapons. So yeah.
好好，
So like if you plan to get them, get the signature weapons too. Plan for the signature weapon as well. And we are getting Elation MC, which is a lightning elation unit. So we're getting 3 different elation characters: a imaginary elation, a physical elation, and this. And by the way, like if you're choosing between like Silver Wolf and this, so if you're totally invested into elation units, then like if you do have Yao Guang, if you do have what is the name, Sparksy, then you could choose Silver Wolf. Like these 3 will pair well with each other. But if you say don't have any of these guys, then pick her up. Pick this girl, Evanesia, and you'll be able to start your elation journey with her. And you'll anyways be given a free Trailblazer, and Trailblazer pairs with it well with Evanesia. I don't know how she will pair when it comes to Silver Wolf's case. That we might have to say go into the game and test it. So I have no information how Silver Wolf will pair with Elation Trailblazer.
全体造成伤害，并会当弓箭来用。所以
立即释放一次有危机应援，开拓者的终结技
Now, yeah, so if you do use Trailblazer ultimate,
可以
right,
说是相当热闹了。我们可以选择
she's gonna select a teammate
一
to
位队友危机应
support
援
and，give
让这位队友获得好活当场的同
punchlines. In this case, a certified
时呢
banger.
还能立即释放一次欢
And that unit will immediately use the
欢愉
elation
剂。
skill,
队友放心飞，开拓永生。
just like you saw in this case.
所以，那第二种用法呢？这个应援棒我们也
Then the second case is to be of this lightsaber. He is to generate a lot of
能
punchlines.
直接当弓箭来用，释放战技可以对敌方全体造成伤害，并获得好活当赏。
这第3种用法就更厉
And the third case, just like every the elation units, right? These guys are gonna activate.
，3种用法就更厉害啦！把应援棒
They're basically gonna just activate just like every other elation characters like Yao Guang, etc. They're gonna activate the punchlines, and that's it. Deal an insane amount of damage.
化身成双节棍，对四周的敌人来上一场精彩的武术表演，造成多次
This is how basically Traveler's main source of damage is gonna be that elation punchline.
伤害。
That's it. So out of the 3, the Traveler is free, but you gotta pair her with Evanesia. And if you're in Silver Wolf, then great, but just don't get Silver Wolf just because of that global passive. Okay? I mean, after see many people did get like Castris, right? Just because maybe the passive, the survival ability just kind of got better, but it only got better up to say for 1 turn. So if you don't shield it, or if you don't heal that unit, then within the turn, right, then these guys are gone. So Silver Wolf's global passive may not hurt as much, but yeah, it could like shield you from debuffing units. So yeah, so let's see how that's gonna work, but that could also basically be an indicator that we might have a lot of debuff units coming in the game. So yeah, so like these are basically like the 3 new units, and we are getting Nova Flare buffs on these 4 characters. on Firefly, on HoVo, on Sealer, and on Welt. So in Firefly's case, like she would be able to stay in that SAM mode, right, in that combustible state for longer, for another turn basically. So I guess like current it's 2, but with this buff it's gotta be 3. So which almost means that she's gotta be in that SAM form forever. In HoVo's case, like she used to heal 3 units at a time. A center unit, then the other 2 units at the edge. Left unit and the right unit. And units like Linksha or even, what is this guy? Hyacinth, right? They heal 4 units at a time. But this update, right? It's basically gonna fix that healing. And 2, it's also gonna be basically increasing healing output and an energy regeneration part. In Welt's case, it's gonna be extra damage and debuff at his ultimate state, okay? And Sealer's case is like the moment say your enemy's gonna be at low HP, she's gonna wreck them off. Like she's basically gonna activate her talents. She's gonna activate a skill automatically without consuming any skill points and finish that unit off. Then of course the talent is again gonna come up and then she's gonna gain another turn to use a skill.
加强
And have increased damage. Okay?
没错，刘莹、霍霍、希尔、
You can take a
瓦尔
look
特
at here, by
都
the
会
way.
迎来加强。首先看看刘莹，加强后她能够
See, like you can see, like she's gotta be in this combustion state, this SAM state for a long
在更长的时间中处于完全燃烧状态，只要击破敌人，就能延长萨姆完
霍霍也在
时间。
不错，可以在这个状态下打出更多的战绩了。霍霍也在这个
And HoVo's case, right, has been
版本增
increased
加了
in
保
this
护队友的
version
能
as
力
well.
它的终结技将可以增加扰命的点
And yes,
数，
and
扰命
another thing, I guess like this is gotta go from 2 to 3 turns as well.
能治疗更多的队友了
fantastic.。
看起来治疗会更及时，加扰命的点数，扰命也能治疗更多的队友了。看起来
And look at this, the healing part, right? The healing the healing part and the outgoing healing, I mean the healing has overall been increased in 4. The spread now goes from 3 to 4 and the healing is also basically so she's basically brought to the level of Hyacinth.
治疗会更及时，治疗量也有所提升。没错，
希尔呢增加了一个能
And Sealer's skill triggers automatically upon someone's HP becoming
自动触发的战技，收割能力会变得更强。只要场上的敌人陷入低血量状态呢，就会立刻触发希尔的战技哦。
like you can literally see it.
所以这个战绩如果击杀了敌人，也是能触发天赋的，对吧？
没错，可以触发再次行动的机会。
瓦尔特的终结技会为敌人施加一个特殊效果，让敌人防御
And it reduces defense and increases damage when their allies attack the enemy.
降低，同时我方攻击敌人时伤害也会提高。
And you can also see he pairs well with Ashfield, by the way. So right now, Ashfield is still in the banner. So if you still think of pulling Ashfield, you can go pull him, and you can basically pair him with Welt in the next upcoming season. Ashfield is basically the next level version of Cypher, okay? But just for the lightning sake. So if you're not able to say beat the anomaly arbitration, then you can go check my previous video, which will be in the description. And I would have told you, right, like you can basically use Ashfield to like beat the Knight 3, and then you could use say your best team against the Knight 1. So yeah, so Ashfield and Welt, I mean there's a lot, if you think about follow-ups, I guess you can think about Ashfield as well. And this guy is the Emanator, right? Like, what is the name? I mean, Ashfield, right? He's the real boss of the Galaxy Rangers.
加强了老杨辅助队伍的能力。
这几位角色加
I mean, I think I can imagine like other units like Rapa and Bootle like go so well with each other. And by the way, like
也将开启银河城的获取银狼本的
And by the way,
999
like these are the banners. So we are basically getting like Silver Wolf, okay, level 9, 999, the Elation Silver Wolf in the phase 1.
以及限定5星光锥，欢迎
And
开
on
启。
the other end, we are getting Dahlia, we're getting Cashless, and we're getting Firefly. So we're getting, like, you could say, like, the anniversary units. We're getting like Firefly, we're getting Cashless, and then we of course getting Silver Wolf. 3rd year, 2nd year, 1st year. Get Dahlia if you if you're still invested into Firefly. If you're invested into Brutal, you can still think of getting Dahlia. But I say like these guys won't be much of change, so you can consider skipping them if you're not invested into Super Break. Okay. Castro's case, if you're invested into the Remembrance team, then fine. You could go with Castris. But for Castris to be useful, you better get the signature weapon. Else, I mean, an alternatives like alternative 4-star versions are pretty bad. Okay, like they won't be they won't be top level. They'll be this level.
限定5星角色。
Then in phase 2, right, we are basically getting Evanesia, okay, with the signature weapon.
限定5星的月签活动。
And then we're getting Trivi, we're getting Sunday, and we're getting Face Up. Sunday skill points is gonna be solved the moment you get a signature weapon. Trivi, on the other hand, you can still give her DDD and you can continue using her, by the way. Okay. This one's just gonna enable you to get more damage. Yeah, true damage. Instead of like getting Chibi's signature weapon, I would say rather get the E1 and your Chibi will kind of be okay. Okay, it's gonna be used best with erudition teams like the Herta and Anexagars. Okay, and then you have Fei Shao. So Fei Shao with a signature weapon, but remember, Fei Shao is not useful as of now. But taking a look at this, I could say like, take a look at Elation teams, right? They're basically follow-up team. It's just follow-up team 2.0. That's what Elation team is all about. So getting her may not be great as well. Okay, so the ones that should be in the last of your list of you getting is Fei Shao. Okay, Fei Shao, scrap it. Okay. Dahlia, if you're not interested in super break teams, unless and until you're interested in super break teams, just don't get Dahlia. Then I could say Sunday, then Tribi, Evanesia, then Casheris, Evanesia, Casheris, and Silver Wolf comes at the top. Dahlia is second last. The last is Fei Shao. The third is actually to me like the third is okay, like Cashless comes second, then she is not that useful, to be honest. Like she would come somewhere in the third last. Okay, after Dahlia it is her. Then fourth actually is Cashless if we don't have her supports. Then then the fifth, like the fifth from the last is gonna be her. Then this. Then Venetia, and then Silver Wolf. So like these are pretty much the order, okay? For the units you must think of getting. So that's it. More about like the phase 1 and the phase 2 banners. Now this is gonna be a brand new unit. This is gonna be a brand new enemy, Elvish Archolotus. Okay.
听起来就是很危险呀！它会在我方角色身上施加特殊状态。如果
In this case, like you would be able to say use Sparksy, then Silver Wolf against her.
层数过高，该名角色就会变为他的
and deal damage.
咦，好掉散的感觉啊！
但也不用担心啊，只要持续攻击或者
This is gonna be a specific enemy that we need to defeat with the latest units. Okay, Then guess what? Currency Games is getting
先从货币战争
another
开始吧
update.
职级难度开版本货币
Okay, basically the currency was gonna be receiving, you could say, an expansion
战争零和博弈等级上限扩充
up to level 140 in this
到了
case.
140级，
其中不死图
And you're basically gonna have the newest units. That also includes Asheville and the other elation units added in this update. And Silver Wolf, you guessed it right, like she'll be able to convert from say 3 stars to 4 stars to 5 stars as well. She'll basically hack and increase your number of gold coins you get, and basically you're gonna have a very good time having Silver Wolf in your team.
啊，这是什么直接打破设计框架的能力啊？
Okay, so I guess you could do
啊，
is
很 meta 吧？
是的，银狼
once say this game comes right, go try Silver Wolf, go try other units here before you fully commit to them in the real game, right? Before you spend your primo gems, you can basically test your units here, see how the damage is, and based on the damage numbers, you can decide if you wanna go for them or not.
当 level 999的初始费用是它这些装备会随
So this part we'll get to understand more as we get into the game. Then we also gonna be getting some little co-ops in this Cosmicon events. Yeah,
变成了双人模式。
we're gonna get some co-op teams. We'll basically be able to invite players to basically be the opponent.
是作战的方式呢很
boss 啊，有个银狼，
除了你的好友之外，狼尊
略性。
没错，上
I
线
mean that's
开
kind
拓
of
者
good. Then we have this express renovation
可以
escapade,
网友面基，
一个期待
组队游玩，解锁者可
where
以
we
解
basically
开拓者的车
invite other players into a
厢，
spaceship.
最多同时可以与3位开拓者
Okay, like you can see
在一
here.
起小聚聊天。
太好了，我们的列车啊，一下子就热闹起来了。哎，不是，这怎么有4个说怪话呀？
其实了。
出场，我们可以
And you can basically redesign how your room tends to look like. Okay, then here, of course, after that, we get a little bit more
垒在一起
cosmetics.
叠，
会常办好
We
愿
get a
节，
little bit more events, just to gain extra stellar jades.
作者为角色设置
分享，朋友在
愿节，车上啊
这个我可就跟喵神的好运。
对的，如果
相信啊，有了阿基喵，
有仪器宝箱。
我们的开拓之旅也一定能顺顺利利。
那4.2版本
And
还
you
会
can literally see here now we get this relic raccoon. Like this is gonna be an improved version of a current relic raccoon version, where you basically like you could say improve your artifact sets for your current
会
set
有
of
仪器宝箱活
characters.
动，奇库寻遗带给大家。开拓者为角色设置想要的仪器套装，通过日常游玩，直接从宝箱
Okay, so this is gonna be basically be improved.
中抽取满级强化的5星仪器。
哎，这个我喜欢，哎，不用专门去干了，日常玩着玩着，角色一切就到位了。
而且这个版本仪器系统还新增
And also like you can like set up like which sets you can go with for different set of situations. Like certain relic artifact sets work really well with certain units, so you can also set that here as well.
了仪器预设存储的功能。
太好了，这个功能啊，真
That's
的
also gonna be pretty nice.
太
to
需
be
要了。
honest.
是不是角色在不同的情
You can swap relics for different situations. That's gonna be a great addition into the game. And then Pom Pom is also gonna give you certain recommendations,
列车长
可以问问我们
日常非常
like which artifact set is gonna be good for you. Okay, so that's also another
关注
nice
推
thing.
荐。
这一套
社长换上吧。
还有周年庆相关？
Then comes on to the rewards section.
跟开拓者们
注意力啊！我推荐咱们
说主打的是个什么赛
帅气的战斗时刻，吸引望侠嘛。
量？好像确
First, we're gonna be just like you guessed it right.
实还可以啊，
列出主题
别骗我哈。
了，但却是最能打出名号的星
Then there's this Cosmic Data Roaming event,
木子。
这
where you'll be playing a lot many
是哦，
games
所以在周年
and
庆活动
getting
小手点
certain
关注
rewards as well.
会有观众问答互动环节，
值得提升，开拓者的直播间
老朋友们都在这里。
哎呦，欢迎列车，周年快乐！总不能是
一起迎接花
20抽。
Okay, now here are the rewards. So you can see, like, if you do log in for 7 days, and now instead of 10 star rail passes, you will get 20. That's great.
今年呢，
Then if you do log into the game in 26th April, you are gonna get the 1600 Stiller Jades, which makes it a total of 10 pulls. So 10 plus 20, 30 pulls. Okay, you can get this 30 pull bonanza.
也有我们的老传统，开拓者可以选1600星。
同样，这来信位面
So you can definitely see here that we have triple rewards. So you'll be able to farm like 3x the planar fishes, the 3x relics, and also you can farm in more gold. You can farm in more materials for your characters or for your weapons with this triple reward set.
面分裂、义气营界、花葬、繁生3种活动也会迎
Gonna be great,
来周
okay?
年特别版本3倍奖励。
年度数据回顾活动也会在4月26日当天上线。开拓者
And these are gonna be the rewards that are gonna be given to you via mail, okay? So that's nice. Now coming on to this one. This is another great update, okay? You're gonna be getting another companion spirit, and with this, you will also be able to actually gain Woe and Robin. And I guess like if you did get like the companion spirit of the previous versions, right? Say ones which was introduced in 2. Like what 2.1 or 2.2 version 2.1 or 2.2, and then sorry, initial, and then also during the cash rest rerun as well. Then with this, I guess you would have say 2 or 3 like companion spirits. If I'm not if I'm not exactly wrong though. So like these should basically be added to the shops. Okay, these units will be added to the shop. So based on what units you have, you can consider picking them. You can consider picking whoever if you don't have any other companion, any other healer. Okay. And Robin is good if you do have follow-up units. So I guess like if you did like unlike you could say what is the name? Unlike Yao Guang who gives punchlines, she's almost very similar in that aspect. Like forget just the physical types, but she's also a unit that pushes other units into the front, and basically those units deal higher damage. I'm talking that's allies. So when she comes into ultimate stage, she's gonna basically push our units forward, and those units will deal extra damage. That's when you have Robin in that team. So if you didn't get maybe say Yao Guang, then you can consider picking Robin and using them. But remember, you won't get punchlines, and the punchlines will actually help them come forward, just like in Robin's ultimate, and deal insane amount of damage. But the thing with the Yao Guang is that with more punchlines, you will be able to deal better damage, and with better damage, right, you can keep doing this repeatedly. She's basically a stopgap solution until and unless say you get Yao Guang for say elation units. Apart from that, the static ban is gonna get an update where these units are basically gonna be added. Yep, Argenti, Yundi, and Silver Wolf. Okay, so Silver Wolves anyways got an update long back. So instead of debuffing one, she's gonna debuff 3 enemies. So as a result, her value has exponentially went up. Yunli is a good unit. Among these, the Yunli and Silver Wolf are useful. Okay, others are not so useful. Okay, like these 3 are okay. But I guess like in the future, Blade's value might go up. Okay, as say the typing changes. Okay, so So guess what? Like, what's the name? Evanescence is basically Yunli Pro Max. Yunli is Clara Pro Max. Clara's the original. Okay. Then comes Yunli. Then then comes Yunli Pro. Yunli Pro, which is none other than Evanescence. Okay, so like these, like she's eating into the roles of Yunli and Clara as well, and Yunli also is the role of Clara. Yunli is good as long as you get a signature weapon. So if you get Yunli's signature weapon, that could also be applicable to Clara as well. And Argenti is just, you guessed it right. The first you basically introduced, you could say, like double stacking of ultimates. Then Yunli took it to next level. That even if you like stack up two, you'll be able to use it once. You'll be able to use it once, and if you get the second ultimate, you'll be dealing a better damage. Okay, and you'll still have another ultimate left. Whereas in Argenti's case, you'll use two ultimates at once and deal decent damage. Yunli deals way better damage than Argenti. Argenti, man, 2026 is not gonna be a good pill. Unless you invest into maybe say erudition teams, but trust me, if you do have Anaxagars, you don't need to think of any other erudition teams ever. This country team is basically taking a beating. Okay, Yunli was only relevant say when she was basically launched, and after that, her relevance has toppled down because just like Fisha, Yunli's use case is also drastically reduced. Silver Wolf though was dead, but with the buffs that came a few patches ago, she now applies not only like defense weakness, like she not only applies uh, she not only reduces defense of enemies and applies type weaknesses to one end units, but she also applies it to units adjacent to it. So you basically get defense reduction and type weakness apply to three other units. So that's more about Silver Wolf, and these three getting added to the standard banner, so you can basically eliminate other units that you don't like, say Japar, Clara, Bailu, Yenching, and then replace it with these guys. And if you do like lose in your standard banner pools, you would be happy getting these units as opposed to getting the original standard banner units. That's the case.
除此之外，星辰之礼上
And you'll basically be also be getting some new cosmetic upgrades for a traveler.
店也会在4.2版本迎来一波上线。
已经
对
As
节
you
点，
can
我们也
see
将在
here.
欧洲给
And yep, there'd be like certain events and online, and that's it. This one's a very good one, by the way. And you could see like Honkai Style literally collaborating with another brand called as Mappa. And there's gotta be another, you could say, another short animations. So that's it more about like 4.2. So I would say go and build these units if you definitely have. Okay? Go and definitely build these units if you have. If you have Ovo, build them. If you have Firefly, build them. If you have Sealer, build them. And if you have Well, build them because they're gonna be absolutely amazing. And you can pull for Ashfield if you're definitely gonna use a Welt. And other debuffers. Wovo's gonna be insane in healing, and you're gonna be getting her in the game. Okay. Zila, the first 5 star in the game, she's gonna be getting a buff for a long time. I mean, that's completely insane. So let us jump back into the game, and I'll see you in the game, by the way. So we are in the game. So yeah, I want to show you something, by the way. I guess it is somewhere here. Yeah, stellar convergence. So like you can see here, like we have the standard banner characters over here, and then we have the limited ones start with Luocha, then Ranmei, then Topaz later. Now we're gonna have Wowo and Robin in the game as well, in this character redemption, along with the light cones. To get these light cones, you have to basically unlock these shards, right? Like you see, you'll get one over here, okay? So you'll have to get this nameless glory, or if possible, even say unlock this nameless medal as well. So that's it. So you get 4 of them, and then you can get gain access to the signature weapons. This is Runmay's light cone. This is Blade's light cone. So Blade might actually join here later then. Damn. But I don't see Blade here, by the way. I mean, that's kind of strange. I mean, you're including the 5 stars here, but there is no Blade. But Blade's light cone is here. And similarly, there's a Fushuani as well. Or just because, like, okay, these guys may be added to the standard banner, right? So maybe since these guys may be added to the standard banner, so they've just put the light cones here, so if you want to obtain them, then I guess you can go the paid route and then get these light cones, right? So I did initially I guess like with this we would get a second second golden companion spirit. I used my first golden companion spirit in getting run because I hardly had her. That was during when Casters got introduced into the game. So I guess it was like what, 3.2. Okay. So the limited units are of course going to be better, but say in my case, like I have Robin, I have Huovo. If you are getting Evanescent, then you can consider getting Huovo. But I guess like if you don't have Yao Guang, then you can use Robin to get by until and unless you get Yao Guang into your account. If you're into follow-ups, then okay, she's your best friend as well. Okay. Don't waste your like companion spirits on these guys. You can still get Ashfield, okay? He's good, but you better get his signature weapon. But remember, these guys are squishy and weaker as hell, okay? Now I'm coming to the Idlands part. Yeah, so I anyways got Runmei and I got her E1, okay? So I definitely get this. The first is, the first island is, of course, uh, like when the zone is active, you definitely get this 20% defense ignore. Okay, but then E2 of Runmei is like, okay, if she's on the field, right, it definitely increases like attack by 40% to all allies upon dealing damage to weakness broken enemies. E4 is basically gonna take that and increase, like you could say, break effect by 100% for 3 turns, which is basically 100% break effect increase for like forever. Okay, and this one though, like what you can say, it's gonna extend the duration of ultimate by another turn, and at the same time the talent's break damage will increase by an additional 200. So Run Maze E1 is great. How E2 is gonna be even greater, but provided you're invested in break teams. Okay. Oh, the standard units are anyways great, no doubt. I also like the E4 and the E6 as well, but come on, you're gonna be getting them. So I'm only gonna be focusing on the limited units. So I've got Runmei, then comes Topaz, right? Topaz is one unit that I trust me I hardly use. So this is basically gonna increase the crit damage by follow-up crit damage by 25% for 2 turns. So that's all it does, and this one, when number takes actions and launches an attack, Topaz is gonna basically gain 5 energy. Basically, he's gonna fix the energy recharge situation. This is gonna advance Topaz's action advances by 20%, and oh, this one reduces fire rest by 10%. But still, Topaz's idlings are pretty bad. I'd say rather invest in Runmei. Okay. Now comes to Wovo's case. Wovo is someone who like heals 3 units. Okay, for now. Okay, the main unit and the 2 adjacent units. Maybe this could change it in the future. Okay, so in case of idlings, right, her idling one basically is gonna increase speed by 12%, and that divine provision, right, which is gonna be extended by 1 turn, is gonna be given to you for free. So I guess it's gonna be useless, or that's gonna increase from 2 to 3, 3 to 4. E2 is very useful, that enemies won't be knocked down. If Hope possesses basically the divine provision, right, say if any enemy basically does strike a killing blow, they won't be knocked down. So this is also Caster's passive. You get it, right? This Castress is passive, and the unit that's gonna be knocked down, right, it won't be knocked down, and at the same time is gonna restore the HP by 50%. But at the same time, it reduces the divine provision by 1 turn. That is obvious. And this is gonna be basically be triggered 2 times in the battle. So you could say you could prevent 2 units from being knocked down entirely. Then comes E4. like say when you're basically gonna be healing an ally via skill or talent, right? The lesser the HP that the ally has, it's gonna basically increase the amount of healing up to say 80%. So this part might also get fixed in the next update. Okay, and then comes the E6, where this is basically gonna increase the damage for the healed ally for 2 turns. This part won't be solved, but it's fine by the way. Then where is Sealer by the way? Ah, Seal is E1. Wait. No, sorry. Where is Robin? Yeah, this is Robin by the way. Robin's E1 is also pretty nice. So when she's gonna be in a concerted state, basically in ultimate, right? Allies all type resistance penetration is gonna be increased by 24%. So guess which E1s you're gonna go with. If you plan to use Robin, then this is gonna be incredible. Robin's E1 used to be very broken at version 1.xe's, okay? As long as the follow-up teams were really useful, right? Robin was pretty damn useful. But the moment like she's gone, I mean, none of these would be useful. Robin's E1 is really good. Increases allies all type res penetration by 24%. Meaning this is gonna basically ignore enemies, target enemies' resistance to the corresponding damage type. That's very nice. This is, I guess, pretty much similar to Fugue's ultimate as well. Okay, I would love you could say Fugue's ultimate, okay, because this is gonna be Run Maze kit baked into her, and this one is basically DDD. I would love to have the embedded fire spirit for Fugue. Okay, it would be fantastic. So Robin's E1's also great. Okay. Then what's the name? Vovo's E1 is gonna basically increase speed by 12%. Then we have Topaz. Topaz is extremely useless. Just don't take her. And then comes Run Maze. Run Maze is gonna basically give you 24% ignore defense. This is useful if you're using break types. So 24% is anyways higher than 20%. So if you do get the chance to snag onto her 24%, but provided you use her, okay? If you don't use it, then don't get it. Then Locha's case, so what can I say? I don't have a Locha, so I have to basically get here. I have to come here. Locha's E1 increases allies' attack damage. Attack percent by 20. Attack by 20%. So that is pretty much useless, to be honest. Okay, and I also forgot to tell you, right, that we're basically going to be getting 2 locations. One is the Full Wish TV's headquarters, and another is the Seafield City, which is also the place where Full Wish headquarters is also located at. Okay. And we also be gonna be getting this traces for Nihility. So maybe say when Nihilux comes, this might actually be for her, right? Maybe Nihilux could be that abandons unit. Okay, who will also apply debuffs. This might be useful for them. So if you're planning for Nihilux, then basically start farming this. Of course, upon 4.2 coming. Okay. So I told you about the relic set. Pom-Pom's gonna be assistant guiding you which which teams, then which artifacts as you go with as well, right? Then of course the optimization is underway. Okay. Then we have this brand new enemy. Okay. Elation units like Silver Wolf will be able to take care of them. Silver Wolf and Vanessa, they'll be able to take care of the her. Okay. We'll get to know more about these guys when they are technically launched. We have new outfits for Castress, for a Trailblazer. Okay, you'll be able to get this bunny. And this one's a paid dress, but it suits Castress really damn well. And then we have the Nova Flare, the buffs on these units from 4.2 onwards. So, yeah, if you do have these units in your account, definitely build them. And then obviously the phase 1 events, the phase 2 as well. So definitely, if you did skip this whole patch just to save for this, then you're gonna be rewarded heavily. Evanescia is friendly. Okay, Evanescia is friendly if you're planning to start using Elation, but if you do have units like Finan, you could consider skipping her and rather go for the star unit of this version 4.x series, that is Silver Wolf and other Elation units. Then we also are gonna have an update on currency wars, and we also gonna be getting another 4-star light cone. Okay, this I don't know. This might actually be for maybe the damage dealers over here, by the way. Okay. So we're anyways all gonna be getting a support Elation unit, whereas these two are gonna be like Elation damage dealers. So yeah. So these are like the signature weapons. This is Silver Wolf's signature weapon. This is Evanescia's signature weapon. This is gonna be a 4-star weapon, but I don't know if this is gonna be support or for you guys should right, or for this one attack purposes. Okay. So this is the Elation Lightcone we got, like this version. Okay. This looks like it was made especially for Elation Traveler. Okay. Because it's not only going to increase the attack by 40%, but say when the wearer, in this case, uses the skill ultimate on one allied character, it's gonna increase the Elation stat by 24% for 2 turns. This is specifically for Traveler, Elation MC. That's gonna come in the next version. So this is gonna be his best in star weapon, and that 4-star weapon might be for the damage dealers, by the way. So yeah. So this is, I guess, gonna be for the damage dealers. This might deal some incredible damage deals. So you can put on a Venezia or you can put on a Silver Wolf. That will get to know when this weapon definitely comes into the game. And we're gonna get lots of rewards, so don't forget to collect them, by the way. We're gonna get this crystal, so if you don't feel like using it on any of the characters that I mentioned before, if you don't feel like using it on these characters, you can technically store them for any future characters. And based on, say, how your account is, you can think of like using it. But by the way, I want to say one thing. WoW is any day better than Lucha, so don't waste your companion spirit, okay? Don't waste your golden companion spirit on wrong units. You can consider the limited units first and then maybe the standard units later. But why even consider on standard units, right? But you can basically get this maybe from you can get this from other events, right? And then use it to upgrade your relic stats. So that's it, I guess, more about the 4.2 update situation. So if you guys did love such content, you can consider giving us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Honkai Styles content. I'm gonna see you guys in the newly reset MOC. Okay? So thanks for watching. I'll see you here. Goodbye.